In the Low Road, a rain-soaked haunting unfolds in the haunting landscape of Loch Lomond, where folklore intertwines with sectarian memory and pop culture from Queen to Live Aid. Through quiet, accumulating set pieces, the weight of the past leads to an emotionally surgical reckoning within the walls of an orange hall, revealing the delicate balance of history and identity. In 1986 Glasgow, 12-year-old Richard and Emily are inseparable friends, their bond forged in the rough and tumble of the scheme. After a fight with older sectarian boys, Richard gives Emily a small, gold-flecked rock he found, a gesture of childhood affection. During a Live Aid celebration at the local Orange Hall, a bomb explodes. Richard and Emily survive by hiding under a table, but the event shatters their world and leaves them with deep, unspoken trauma. They make a childhood pact. If one dies, the other will follow. 40 years later, at a wedding in a Scottish castle, Richard and Emily, now in their 50s, unexpectedly see each other across a crowded dance floor. They reconnect, dancing and talking, and the old feelings immediately resurface. As Richard and Emily share a tender kiss, a fire breaks out in the castle. In the ensuing panic, they are separated and lost in the smoke. Richard sees a train station sign for Glasgow, while Emily sees a waiting black taxi. They each leave the burning building separately, unaware of the other's path. Richard boards an empty train while Emily rides in a black taxi driven by a mysterious, knowing driver. Both journeys feel wrong. The train is empty and the clock is frozen, and the taxi keeps passing the same landmarks. The driver tells Emily that the Low Road gets folk home first. Richard's train stops at an empty Dumfries station, where Emily's taxi is waiting. He gets in, and they embrace, relieved to have found each other. The driver then reveals the truth. They both died in the castle fire. They are now on the Low Road, a journey for the dead to face their unfinished business. The driver takes them to places from their past, including the Calais Arms Hotel, where Richard's mother appears, and the Drovers Inn, where they see ghostly versions of themselves trapped in an endless dance. The driver explains that the Low Road forces the dead to face what they have been running from. In the Glasgow necropolis, Richard and Emily are surrounded by the ghosts of those who died in the Orange Hall bombing. The ghosts accuse Richard of leaving them behind. Richard finally admits he saw the bombers before the explosion and said nothing, a guilt he has carried his entire life. Richard and Emily return to the Orange Hall, which transforms back to its 1986 state. They see their younger selves dancing, and Richard finally kneels before his younger self and tells him the bombing was not his fault. The memory of the fire vanishes, replaced by peaceful morning light. On the shores of Loch Lomond at dawn, Emily tells Richard that their bond was not love, but a shared fear of being left behind. She tells him he must stop waiting for the dead. She kisses him one last time and then fades into the morning mist, finally at peace. Richard is alone in the taxi. The driver asks if he is still waiting for the dead. Richard says, "Maybe no forever." The driver resets the meter to 0. As the taxi drives into the mist, Richard sees a fleeting vision of young Richard and young Emily laughing together, and he smiles.